All right. Hi, Dan Passarelli here. How you feeling today? I'm really excited to share with you this trading system that I developed. Before we get started, I want to point out that options are not for everyone, and you should read characteristics and risks of standardized options before trading. Now, I'd like to make sure that you can hear me as well, and that I can see your questions, and that you can find the questions box so you can participate and get the most out of this as possible. So please go to the questions box on the GoToWebinar control panel and share with me on a scale of 1 to 10 how close you are to being the best trader you can be. Do me a favor, hit that questions box and share with me on a scale of 1 to 10 how close you are to being the best trader that you can be. Let's see here. We've got a lot of Van Goghs here first. Okay, we got Frank says 6. Rouhani says 1. We're going to talk about that in a second, my friend. Kevin says 4. Bob says 2. John says 3. Wando says 5. And Pamela says 5. Keith says 3, Kenny says 2, Colin says 2, Robert says 2, Larry says 2. Okay, so that's great. I was hoping not to see any 10s or 1s, because to me, those are the only wrong answers. We're always learning, right? So nobody's 10, I'm not a 10, right? The more you learn, the more you earn. And the best traders I know live by that and keep pushing forward year after year. And we shouldn't have any 1s either. Look, you're here. You showed up. Every step forward you take puts you farther ahead. So I'm bumping you up to a 2, my friend. This is my promise to you. I'm going to share with you how you can spot huge moves before they happen, so you can participate in the biggest trades in the market using my proprietary market scan to see when the trade is happening real time. And at the end of this presentation, I'll share how you can take the next step so that you can start getting immediate results. Is that a fair deal? What do you say? Is that a fair deal? Give me hit that check, that questions box one more time. Tell me if you're liking this. We're all good. All right. Hit that questions box one more time. And let's see. Keith says, "Oh yeah." Frank says, "Sounds good." John says, "Sounds good." Rouhani says, "Good." Brenda says, "Good." Wando says, "Love it. Bring it." Brian says, "Okay." All right, we'll take an okay. Now, in order to get the most out of this, I ask that throughout this presentation and afterwards, make this about you. Consider turning off your cell phone, close Facebook, all your other open tabs. If you have a busy household, shut the door of the room you're in and let yourself get immersed in what I'm about to share. Let it become part of you. Let it in. And be sure to stay till the end of the presentation. The most important things I'll share come later. And to keep the focus, I'm going to hold all questions. If you have a question, please write it down. I will get to it later. So let's keep it positive and have some fun. Sounds great? This is a pictorial representation of who I am, what I do, and some of the organizations I've worked with. I traded for years down on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange, wrote 2 of the most popular books on options trading, and I worked on every major options, worked with every major options broker in the US and abroad, as well as pretty much all the options exchanges in the world too, and I get to be on TV a lot, which is kind of fun. But this is also a slide of who I am, and this is the more important stuff. Things that are important to me are my family. And one of the hobbies that we have is traveling. We've been all over the world together. It's great. Music, I play in a band occasionally, and Kathleen and I enjoy food and wine. And like, these are the things that are important to me, and trading helps me be able to do them. I asked before for you to think about your success level as a trader. And I know some of you are just starting out. Some are already doing pretty well, and some of you have been struggling for a while. Whatever your success level is now, you believe you can always do better, right? And maybe that means having a little more freedom to take some time off and play golf. Or because of the travel innovations and freedom we have today, like using Airbnb, you could spend $2,000 because you have that extra disposable income from the market. So you can actually take that 3 to 5 day vacation in a beautiful dream beach home with the love of your life without having the financial responsibility of carrying the $10,000 mortgage. Now listen, here at Market Taker, I will never preach about how trading can get you that brand new Ferrari, because that's just not us. But what if you could learn a life skill trading that allowed you to be able to go purchase that Mustang convertible for you to enjoy on the weekends, or quick trips to the supermarket for that one item your incredible wife or husband forgot for dinner that they're halfway through cooking already? Or maybe to be able to give more to your family members, put your kids or grandkids through college. Like, that is all possible. Now I want to shift gears and talk about apes. And no, not those apes, these apes. This new generation of self-directed traders who refer to themselves on the social media platform Reddit as apes. Earlier this year, I was sitting in front of my trading computer reading stories of brand new young traders who made hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions trading options on stocks of companies that were basically going out of business. And seemingly out of nowhere, the stocks went up several hundreds of percent, literally overnight. And these young folks who just started trading somehow found these stocks and got in before anyone else and made a lot of money. And so, yeah, this is me. Like many of you, I thought, how could these guys figure out a way to find these stocks when people like us who've been trading for years could not? It was embarrassing. It was demoralizing. And at first I didn't believe it until I talked to my 22-year-old son, who told me about his friends, kids I knew since they were in diapers, who literally made hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this exact same thing. And it was then that I knew I had to create a system that could spot huge moves before they happen, so I could participate in the biggest trades in the market too. And today, I'm going to share with you exactly how that system works, so when you spot them, you can trade it too. The first thing you have to know is that the way this is done is by trading short squeezes. In order to understand what a short squeeze is, first we have to understand what shorting a stock is. Here's a crash course. Short selling, or just plain shorting, excuse me, one second here. Needed one more sip of that morning coffee. Short selling or shorting is when a trader borrows shares of a stock and then sells them to someone else. Short sellers make money by buying the shares back later at a lower price than they sold them. Short sellers make money when the stock falls, but there are risks. If the stock rises, traders lose. Stock prices theoretically have no upward limit. They can, like, if you buy a stock, it can fall only to zero. You have limited loss. But if you short a stock, you know, it can go up forever. And so the other thing you need to know is when you buy a stock, you pay money for it, right? And you can only lose what you pay. But when you short a stock, you don't pay anything. As a matter of fact, because you sell it, you get money put into your account, and then you have to post margin. And it's a small amount of margin you post compared to what you can possibly lose. So shorting by nature is a highly leveraged trade. And this brings us to short squeezes. A short squeeze is when there's a lot of outstanding shares of the company are shorted. And so, like, imagine that a stock issues 1 million shares, right? And some big trader hates the company. They think it's going to go bankrupt, so they borrow 200,000 of those shares, 20% of the company, and they short it. Like, that would be a big percentage of the company. And so that's what's called high short interest. And so this could all be by one trader, or it could be many traders. When the stock rallies higher, that's when the short sellers can get into trouble. Short sellers then are forced to cover because they have these potentially unlimited losses. They're forced to cover and they have to buy the stock back because that's what good traders do, right? They take small losses before they become huge losses and blow up the company, right? So they buy the stock, which drives the stock higher, which creates more buying pressure. And then other traders in the market see the stock rising and they're momentum traders. So they buy the stock, which pushes it higher, which makes the short sellers even more scared and they have to buy more. And all of a sudden it's this vicious circle and the stock can literally rise hundreds of percent. Short squeezes have been around for decades. A century probably, but they've gotten very popular this past year. And it all started with a little company called GameStop. GameStop stock was heavily shorted. Everyone thought they were going out of business. There were memes made about how the company was still around. For those of you who don't know what a meme is, it's like a funny picture with some funny words over it, right? GameStop was the original OG meme stock. In late January of this year, GameStop had a huge short squeeze. Traders made a lot of money. And many other short squeeze stocks followed. GME went from $19 to $483 in 2 weeks. Can you imagine the amount of money you could have made? Now consider how much money could you have made if you were trading the more leveraged and limited risk call options? The answer is literally thousands of percent. But in order to do so, you have to know about these opportunities before they happen, before the general public does. So what I look for in short squeeze candidates are the following 4 things. Identify stocks with high short interest. Cross-check that list that you compile against each company's profitability. I look for unusual activity, which means a high volume of out-of-the-money calls are trading. And I also look for what's called reverse skew, which if you don't know what that means, don't worry. I'll show you how you can get this all baked into one really easy to read thing in just a few minutes here. But all reverse skew means is that a bunch of people are buying these calls and it drives the price up, right? You can kind of read that market data. And all this coincides with the stock rising from a base. Let's break some of these down. As far as identifying short interest goes, the list of high short interest stocks, or the list of short interest on any company for that matter, is updated every 2 weeks. And there are websites out there that post this data. Highshortinterest.com is one, FinViz is one you can use. And what I look for is companies that have more than about 20% of their stock being shorted. Then we take that list and we cross-check it against how profitable the company is. And look, you don't have to be a financial expert here. There's some subjectivity. Generally, what we look to see is that the company is making money. And there are a number of ways to do this. If you're not familiar with some of these terms on the slide here, don't worry. I'm going to share with you where you can get a completely cross-checked list so you don't have to put in any of the legwork yourself. Look, you can find this information on any trading platform or on lots of financial websites. What I look for is uptrending or positive earnings, a low PE ratio, and maybe positive cash flow per share. Next, we look for what is referred to as unusual activity. We're looking for big trades that happen that are out of the ordinary, that indicate what other traders are doing in the market and see if we should follow along. This is the trickiest part of all of this. So many people oversimplify this part and they get frustrated because they can't make it work. We're looking for very specific data. Most amateur traders only look for volume, but we have to take it even farther. In addition to volume, the trade must be an opening transaction, because if 1,000 calls trade and that's somebody closing their position, that means they no longer believe in it. We don't want to look at that volume. We also look for only buying transactions. If there's some big hedge fund that owns a bunch of the stock and they're selling calls to create covered calls against it, that means they think the stock is not going up. We also look for outright transactions only. If it's part of a spread, right? If 1,000 calls trade, but it's part of a straddle, that doesn't mean someone thinks the stock's going up. They just think it's going to be more volatile. We don't want that either. And we prefer sweeps. A sweep is when, like most traders here in this room, I bet, try and middle the market, right? You don't buy the offer. A lot of people try and trade in the middle to save a little bit of money, right? Which makes sense unless you really got to get in now because this thing is imminent. And so what a sweep is when somebody just buys the offer in big size because they want to get filled right now, and it gets filled across all the exchanges at the same time. And the fourth thing is that all this coincides with the stock rising from a base. And you can see the base right here, and that's right before the squeeze here. And you see how it played out just over a couple of days. It starts here with this green bar, and which is kind of a mini squeeze in and of itself. And so you have some time to get in. The next day was a huge move up, but you don't want to buy at the top because a lot of times these moves reverse themselves. The next day, the stock opened even higher, but fell throughout the day to close much, much, much lower. And the timing doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to know when to get in to get it right. You see that? Like, you see why it's so important to get the signal when the trades trigger? These moves are basically tipped off by other traders. They let you know when to get in. This is a unique strategy that we use trading these short squeezes. And it's sort of the same strategy that Muhammad Ali used to defeat George Foreman in what has been called the greatest sporting event of all time, the Rumble in the Jungle. George Foreman was known for power and Muhammad Ali for speed. Ali was the underdog with 4-to-1 odds against him winning the fight. So he came up with what he called a secret strategy. And it's the same secret strategy I use and that I'm going to share with you now. Muhammad Ali knew the way to win was to wear Foreman down and wait for his opportunity. So he backed up to the ropes and covered his face, and he let Foreman hit him, delivering a lot of small punches that did very minimal damage, didn't score any points. And then when there was an opening, Ali would attack. Small little losses for not much damage, and then boom, scoring some big points. The fight only lasted 6 rounds when Foreman got knocked out. Muhammad Ali's strategy that he later referred to as rope-a-dope worked. This is a very common strategy in trading. Some of the best traders of all time do this exact same thing. Nicholas Nassim Taleb is famous for using this strategy that made him rich. There was a father and son team of traders that I used to work with on the trading floor that used this strategy and made millions doing it. And we use it as well. The idea is that we'll have several trades that don't work out, but we'll have very small risk. But the one that takes off can make up for the losers many, many times over. This is classic trading 101. Keep your losses small and let your profits run. What's possible trading short squeezes? Well, these are highly leveraged profits that result from huge up moves in the stock when they hit. You can frequently find trades. We literally get these trades hit our scanner literally every day, and it's easy to manage the risk. Now let's take a look at what this looks like in real life. In AMC, a trader could have bought the May 25 calls at 73 cents and sold the next day at $3.60. That's a 393% profit, and on a one lot, that would be $287. For you 5-lot traders, that's $1,435 of profit. 10 lots would be $2,870, and 20 lots would be $5,740. In CLOV, Clover, a trader could have bought the July 19 calls at $1 and sold them the next day at $8.20 for a 720% profit. On a one lot, that's $720. 5-lot traders would have made $3,600. 10 lots, $7,200, and 20 lots, $14,400. SPRT, a trader could have bought the October 9 calls at $1.90 and sold them on 7 days later at $24.70. That's a 1,200% profit. On a one lot, that's $2,280. A 5-lot, that's $11,400. A 10 lot, $22,800, and a 20 lot would be $45,600. But that is the conservative estimate. That's based on where the stock closed that day, right? The stock actually got up as high as $59 a share. What that means is that all these estimates here, all these profits that one could have made, you could have actually made twice as much if you timed it just right. On a 20 lot, you could have made over $90,000. Again, not all of these work out that great. Like I said, you'll have some that lose, but when the big ones hit, they can more than make up for a string of losers. In fact, this is a trade that actually didn't work out as planned. And you can see the trades from my trade history down here at the bottom. I bought just a 2-lot. I traded this really small because I was trying out a new management technique. I bought a 2-lot on August 24th at 23 cents. Then on September 1st, the stock popped and I sold half of it at 70 cents, which is almost a 200% profit. But then the stock started coming down. So I closed the other one at 36 cents, still a profit, and that ended up an average price of 53 cents. And look, I got in here and out here. Just this little tiny candle right here was the trigger. Not one of those huge spikes, and it's still a solid 130% profit. And this is one I'd say didn't work out. That's $30 on a 1-lot, $300 on a 10-lot, and on a 25-lot, that'd be $750. Buy now. Have you found today helpful? Do you think today was time well spent? Do you think that you can use what you have learned today to grow your portfolio and provide you and your family with a better quality of life? Now, these last questions, I really want you to answer. So hit that questions box one more time and give me a yes if you agree. Would you like to get results even faster? Do you want to get bigger results? Keith says yes. Susan says yes. Rahani says yes. Is it okay if I show you a way to go even deeper, to get bigger results even faster? Brenda says yes. Jill says yes. Frank says yes. Rahani says yes. Keith says, let's go. All right, great. In summary, there are a few important key takeaways. The short squeeze trades can yield huge profits when they hit. There's a simple setup. Stocks with high short interest. We look for profitable companies. We look for a high volume of calls bought, and when the stock begins to rise. But there is a problem. There's a few problems, actually. The first thing about trading a squeeze is that the last person to buy is left holding the bag. You've seen some of these charts. They're often spikes in the stock. They shoot up, and then the next day they're right back down. So if you don't have the timing right, it'll never work. But if you could be alerted at the time the squeeze is just starting, how powerful would that be? Very powerful. Because you can't do all the analysis yourself. I've tried, it's impossible. With all the short squeeze candidates out there, you'd have to be in front of your computer all day long to spot one, and then cross-check all the trade criteria to see if it's a real signal or a false signal. You couldn't monitor all of them real time. It's just not possible. You'd need an alert. So over the past 6 months, I've worked with our team on developing a solution. OptionsRaider alerts are officially here. Every day, you'll get real-time alerts when traders are buying a large volume of calls to open a new position and initiate a short squeeze. You'll be the first to spot huge moves before they happen. So you can participate in the biggest trades in the market using my proprietary signals to see exactly when the trade is happening real time. First, let me start off by talking about who this system is not for. Just to be clear, this is not for people looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. It's just not that kind of strategy. This is about having a system that drives consistent overall profits. And this is not for people who like spending hours going through thousands of charts to find a halfway decent trade. This is designed to save you time. Your time is valuable. These trades can literally be made with a couple minutes, not hours, because all the information is right there for you. This is also not for wishy-washy procrastinators, overthinkers, wishy-washy people who see a good investment but can't make a decision to save their lives. Don't make good traders. But I know that's not you, because you've invested the time in being here today, right? Because let me tell you who this is for. This is for you. If you want your trading to be easier and less time consuming, this is for you. If either you're new to options and want a simple, easy to follow system, or you're experienced and you want to simplify your trading and enjoy some occasional huge winners, this is for you. If you can follow a few simple steps, and this is for you if you're willing to invest in yourself. You now have a new opportunity to participate in the biggest moves in the market, to get real-time alerts you couldn't find on your own with enough time to get in the trade. We've created a simple, complete system that anyone can follow. We manually scan the market and update the basket of high candidate stocks real time for you. We scan the internet for the top stocks most likely to experience a short squeeze and cross-reference them against profitability and 7 other proprietary trade criteria to maximize chances of catching an early signal. Then you have password access to real-time trade signals sent directly from the Chicago Board Options Exchange. I pulled some strings for you. I've negotiated a contract with the Chicago Board Options Exchange for you to get professional trade data you can't get from any other source. I repeat, you literally cannot get this from any other source. I, as a professional in this field, pay for the data because not only is it expensive, it's about $9,000 for professionals, but it's not available to non-professionals at any price. until now. And the best part is, it's all legal. When you sign up, you'll sign up as yourself, not as a professional trader, and get access to these signals through this deal that I made with the exchange on your behalf. These are some more examples of the trades, both entries and exits, that could be identified by the OptionsRaider scanner. A trader could have bought the BGFV 20 calls at $1 and 6 days later sold them at over $13 for more than 1,200% profit. So on a 1 lot, that'd be a $1,200 profit. On a 5 lot, that would be $6,000. A 10 lot, that would be $12,000 in profit. In PETS, P-E-T-S, a trader could have bought the 30 calls at 80 cents and the next day sold them at $14 for a $1,320 profit on just the 1 lot. That's 1,650% profit. 5 lot traders, it would have been a $6,600 profit. In GEO, you could have bought the 7 strike calls at 35 cents and the next day sold them at 205 for a 485% profit. These smaller dollar trades enable you to trade more contracts. On a 20 lot, you could have invested just $700 and ended up with $4,100. Look, even if you make, say, 2 of these trades a week, how much impact can this have on you and your family's financial future? I want to invite you to join us and start using the OptionsRaider system right away. So first, you're going to get the OptionsRaider scanner. So every day you'll get real-time alerts of big call buying trades that happen that could trigger the next huge market move. This simple scanner searches the universe of over 7,000 stocks for the setup, and it makes it possible to find the trades you would never have access to without it. This is my easy-to-use alert system that helps you identify short squeezes based on options activity, so you'll never have to second-guess yourself in the market again. But I want to make sure this works for every single person in this webinar. So I'm going to give you a handful of key support bonuses to make sure you have everything you need to make this work. For you to profit with the OptionsRaider system, I need you to know how it works. So I created a video training course that shows you step by step exactly how and why the OptionsRaider system works, how to set up the trades, the filters and cross scans to optimize the strategy, and of course, targets and trade management. So what that means is that first you're going to get the OptionsRaider trade triggers. Then you're going to get the OptionsRaider Accelerator video course. What I really want is for you to make as much money as possible trading the OptionsRaider signals. And I imagine you do too. So every day we're going to rank the top OptionsRaider trades and list them out and give you our top picks so you can see what we think are the best of the best. This is the OptionsRaider weekly watch list, and it's a $1,200 value. Plus, our head coach, John, formerly with Goldman Sachs, will also add a bonus trade every day from his daily group coaching class. So you can diversify your trading and get all the top trades of the day by simply clicking one link to access your curated watch list. So what that means is that first you're going to get the OptionsRaider trade triggers, then you're going to get the OptionsRaider Accelerator video course, and then you're also going to get the OptionsRaider top picks weekly watch list. That's a $5,200 value. Do you mind if I over deliver? The bottom line is, we know it can work for you because we're going to make sure you have all the training you need to make it work. Look, you wouldn't perform surgery on someone if you didn't know what you're doing, right? I would not let you perform surgery on me if you didn't have any training. So as soon as you get this powerful tool in your hands, you'll also get access to the archive of the OptionsRaider all-day bootcamp. You're going to get the video of a full day's training course to watch at your leisure on every single aspect of trading short squeezes using OptionsRaider to maximize your chances of success. In the bootcamp, I'll share how short interest data works and the caveats to watch out for, how to read options data to identify high probability squeeze candidates, the up till now secret proprietary criteria that I use in our system, how to maximize your exits to make bank on the trades that skyrocket, and how to make all this really simple. So what that means is you're going to get the OptionsRaider trade triggers, then you're going to get the OptionsRaider accelerator video course, then you're going to get the OptionsRaider top picks weekly watch list, and then you're going to get the OptionsRaider all-day bootcamp. OptionsRaider works on all platforms. One simple window to deliver your trade triggers real time. That's it. It's in a browser. Then you can trade on the platform of your choice. Buy now. You can see why the OptionsRaider trading system is a steal even at $10,200. If all this did for you was identify trades that had profit returns of 485% or 1,650% or even 1,200%, the question you need to ask yourself is, would it be worth it? Yes and yes. But you're not going to pay $10,200 today. Because you've made the investment on being here live in this training and for being my action takers, you are the elite. You're better than the millions of other traders out there, better than the millions of other traders. And I want you to have the results you deserve. Get started today for a one-time small, easy investment of only $497. But you have to be one of the first 25 new members today. And you have to take massive action by going to markettaker.com/now. 1, 2, 3, go. That's market as in stock market, taker as in take what is rightfully yours, 2 T's in a row, markettaker.com/now. Just to recap one more time, when you open your browser and go to markettaker.com/now and sign up today, you're going to get access to the OptionsRaider alerts. That's going to identify the highest probability short squeeze trades in real time. On top of that, when you're one of the first 25, you're going to get instant access to the OptionsRaider accelerator video course to get you up and running right away. When you log into markettaker.com/now and sign up, you will also get access to the OptionsRaider weekly watch list with my top picks of the best trades I'm looking to trade with the scanner. This way you have the best opportunity to generate profits from the scanner by following the exact trades that I'm looking to place from the scanner. Lastly, when you open up your browser and go to and type in markettaker.com/now and lock in your OptionsRaider package, you'll also get you'll also get access to the OptionsRaider all-day bootcamp video. This way, you'll be able to take this powerful tool and maximize your success with it. You'll literally have everything you need to select the optimal trades every time. But you have to take action today and be one of the first 25 to join. Now, I've been talking for about 44 minutes. I'm going to take a quick 15-second break, get a quick sip of coffee, and check with my team to see how many of those bonus spots are still available. And then I'll be right back to answer, this is why I need a sip of coffee. I'm going to take 15 seconds and then I'll come back to answer all your questions. All right, give me 15 seconds. All right, folks. I see we currently have 9 more spots left. So if you want to claim one of the last spots available, go to your browser tab, type in markettaker.com, or click the link in the chat box. We got a link in the chat box for this. Let's see here. markettaker.com/NOW now. All right, great. Now, also, can you use PayPal? Yes, you can use PayPal and PayPal credit. We have a deal with PayPal to offer you both PayPal as a payment option and also PayPal credit. So you can lock in OptionsRaider today when you check out using PayPal and choose PayPal credit. All you have to do that is just go to markettaker.com/now and click the yellow or blue PayPal button and get started right now. I'm going to take some questions here to help you make the decision to sign up and join us today. But first, let me answer some frequently asked questions. What if I can't install it properly? Yeah, technology is tough, right? And that's why I made it easy. There's nothing to install. Simply type in your password and a window opens, displaying your trade triggers real time. Is it time consuming? No, many traders have a busy schedule. I've designed OptionsRaider so you can literally trade this system in like 60 seconds. What if I can't figure it out? Well, you're going to get both short videos in the accelerator course that you can go back and reference anytime, plus the all-day bootcamp, sharing everything you need to master short squeezes. All right, so hit that questions box. Give me some questions that so you can make the decision to join us today. Let's see here. Questions. Is the options scanner cloud-based or indicator to be downloaded to a trading platform, i.e. TradeStation? No, it's so easy, Antonio. It opens up in a browser window. You just log into our student portal, type in your password, and boom, like you just have this window open all day, and it makes this little sound when the trades hit. Rohani says, what if the options price is too high for me to enter? Well, a couple of things. First of all, many of these stocks are lower price stocks because remember, they're being shorted and some of the companies, have declined in value. So they're typically not like Google, thousands of dollars to share, or Amazon or something. And the other thing is there are many different trades a day that hit the scanner. And so you can kind of cherry pick the ones that make the most sense for you. Robert says, I click on markettaker.com/now and nothing happens. Well, let's take a look at that. This has been working. We've had many people join us. So yeah, so I just typed it in. You can just maybe type it into your browser, markettaker.com/now. I just tried it and it pulls up the agreement that we've negotiated with the CBOE on your behalf. Exactly what's considered a high degree of short interest. If there's a stock over 20% of its shares are shorted, that would be a high degree of short interest. I would like to know the details if I do this. Right, so these are all the details, Robert. You're going to get the OptionsRaider trade triggers. Then you're going to get the OptionsRaider accelerator video course. Then you're going to get the OptionsRaider top picks weekly watch list. Then you're going to get the OptionsRaider all day bootcamp. Joanna asks, is there any way to ask questions about OptionsRaider after signing up? Yes. you'll be able to ask questions in the, you'll be able to ask questions of me. And I should mention, there's kind of this secret bonus that's not on the slide. When you join us today and get everything you see here, you'll also get 3 months access to our MTM Trader Community chat room. You'll be able to ask questions of me and John and all of our top students. And you'll be able to talk to other students who have on the same trades as you about how they're managing them. That's a $297 value that you'll also get today when you go to markettaker.com/now. Okay. So Rohani says the options are mostly buy calls to enter. Yeah. Yes, these are call buying trades because calls have limited risk and unlimited profits. And so when you buy these calls, that's why you're able to get, potentially hundreds of percent, over 1,000%, right? So we don't limit our profitability with spreads or anything like that. Really great questions. And I want to welcome some of the new folks who joined us. We've got Brenda from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. We've got Jill from Alpharetta, Georgia. We've got Rick from Pensacola, Florida. We have got Pamela from Tomball, Texas. We have got Michelle from Sugar Land, Texas. We have got, let's see here, Van from Palm Harbor, Florida. And I'll welcome the rest of you in a second. I just want to say, first of all, to all of you whose names I just read and the ones that I'm about to read, congratulations. And like, great job stepping up and investing in yourself today, right? Like, you showed up here this morning because you wanted to move yourself further as a trader. You woke up early. Some of you on the West Coast woke up really early, and you put in the steps to make it happen for you and your family's financial future, right? And so, like, great job. Congratulations. Like, you should be super, super proud of yourself. And welcome Ian, welcome James, welcome Daniel, welcome Laura, welcome Rick, welcome and congratulations Pam, welcome and congratulations to Michelle, another Michelle. How about that? Great job. Like, seriously, like, you are showing up and you're making it happen for yourselves, and like, that's really, really exciting. Van says, how long is the daily group coaching live session with John? Right. So a couple of you who just joined us saw that there's yet another little secret bonus, which you kind of only find out after you sign up. And that's a great trial of our daily group coaching class, which is a 1 hour a day class where you get other types of trade ideas as well. Like, it's very powerful. You get to really just dominate the market with all this. You are welcome, Van. Frank says, how does the system decide on an expiration date for the option? Right. So Frank, what this is like, look, like, short squeezes are always tipped off early, right? But the thing is like, there's 7,000 different stocks out there, right? You can't monitor them all manually. Like, it's literally not possible. I've tried, right? And so what happens is, before a short squeeze, there are traders who buy a bunch of calls. Like, they anticipate the short squeeze, and they actually contribute somewhat to it as well. And so when we see, like, 1,000 or 1,400 or whatever it is of the October 15 strike calls trade, like, you get an alert that says, hey, 1,400 of the October 15 strike calls traded, and And then, you know, like you got the criteria, it's a curated watch list, so it's only stocks that have a high probability of a short squeeze. So the system literally tells you which options to choose. Great question, really great question, Frank. Do we have any further questions to help you make the decision to come and join us and start using OptionsRaider today? Jennifer says, how long do I get access? That is a great question. So you are going to get access to the OptionsRaider alerts and everything you see here, including the chat room, so that you can communicate with me on a real-time basis and all of our top students. You will get access to all of this for 3 full months. So not $10,200 like the regular value of this class. You're going to get all that value, but I'm giving you right now over 95% off. And I'm going to tell you something. We launched this week. No, 2 weeks ago. We launched this 2 weeks ago, and this is the last time I have this on my schedule to offer this class. The next time you see this, it's not $497 anymore. So it really is crunch time. And you know, you showed up today, so I'd really love for you to take advantage of this. I'm really looking for my action takers. I'm looking for the people who are excited to make this happen for themselves. Rahani says, why 3 months? Well, because I thought 1 month was not enough time. I wanted to give you a full 3 months. And after that, if you renew, like say you make over a 3 month period, say you make just 10 of these trades, 6 of these trades, we'll say, right? 2 a month, 1 every other week, right? And maybe you make $15,000 or $20,000, whatever, you know, whatever it is you make. And you're like, yeah, I want to do this for another 3 months. Only with this offer, which is, again, the last time you're going to see this. Only with this offer do you get to renew every 3 months at $497, right? And there's no long-term contracts or anything. You can cancel anytime. You don't have to renew. But, you know, if you're making a bunch of money trading it, to be frank, and you want to continue with it, you get to renew only with this deal. And this is the last time you see this, for just $497. Oh yeah, Robert says, what is the price if you want to extend for a longer time? Right, like I said, only with this deal, you get to extend it at $497 for another quarter, and each quarter after that in perpetuity. Wow, you guys are great. This was really fantastic. Are there any final questions? Because we've got some really great speakers coming up, and I want to make sure that I don't go over time. So hit me with your questions right now, because I'm going to jump off in about 90 seconds. Van, that should work. We had some other folks who joined that. May says, when will the boot camp be? Perfect. The boot camp is all recorded, and so you get to watch it anytime you want, right? It's an all-day boot camp. You're going to see the archived recordings. All right, that's it. I'm going to hand the baton back to Jeanette, and stick around for the rest of the day. There's some fantastic speakers coming up after me with some really, really brilliant trading strategies that I want you to see. All right, thank you, and have a great day, and welcome to all our new OptionsRaider traders.